in Blitar, East Java. Established on October 18, 1954, UM was born with the name of University of Teacher Education, or PTPG. In 1957, it became the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, or FKIP. Then, in 1963, it became the Teacher Training and Education Institute, or ICET. Finally, in 1999, it transformed into Universitas Negeri Malang, which is known to this day. Since its establishment until now, UM has established itself as one of the 12 educational higher education institutions and is included in the 15 best campuses in Indonesia. One of the visions and missions, UM is to become a leading university and an authoritative center of excellence in the fields of science, technology, and education. UM develops a flexible, adaptable curriculum taught by teachers who guide students and provide skills for the future workforce to become active lifelong learners, independent problem solvers, creators of better communities, and bring education to life. UM educates students across 8 faculties. UM also conducts special programs such as postgraduate program and teacher professional program. UM has been granted an unggulan or excellent by the National Accreditation Agency of Universities, or BNPT. Furthermore, there are 4 study programs that have been assessed internationally by AUNQA, and more study programs are accredited by ASIIN and ACCA's International Accreditation. As one of the reference universities and a center of learning innovation, UM continues to develop knowledge and scientific research by providing quality education and training. UM has also produced many research products that have the right patent, published internationally, and ready to be commercialized. In line with our new tagline, Excellence in Learning Innovation, UM is the house for top science and technology center in higher education in DLI, or Disruptive Learning Innovation. Disruptive Learning Innovation Center develops innovation in smart learning with research focus on digital transformation on education ecosystem, either in higher education, school, or community, to improve the quality of education service in Indonesia. Many invention and implementation of products resulted from DLI research are expected to support continuous, innovative learning activities. To support the activities of UM residents in carrying out their daily duties on campus, UM provides unique and interesting learning environment through great and comfortable facilities to facilitate both academic and non-academic activities. UM has also made collaborations with many partners in the form of work training in education, research, and community service. Growing rapidly in this millennial era, UM has the vision to be a higher level institution and a reference university in the field of learning and education. UM has always been ready to dedicate itself to be the best university by producing the best human resource. UM, the only one. UM, excellence in learning innovation.
Di sini, setiap sudut berbicara tentang dedikasi. Setiap dinding berbisik kisah-kisah inspirasi. Karena pendidikan bukan hanya tentang buku dan ruang kelas, tetapi juga tentang mengembangkan karakter, integritas, dan tanggung jawab sosial.
Dalam menghadapi perubahan dan tantangan masa depan, Fakultas Ilmu Pendidikan Universitas Negeri Malang selalu berkomitmen membentuk para pendidik yang berkompeten melalui model pembelajaran yang inovatif dan efektif, serta mengintegrasikan teknologi digital dalam pembelajaran.
Saya Wakil Dekan 1 Bidang Pendidikan, Kemahasiswaan, dan Alumni.
Saya Wakil Dekan 2 Fakultas Ilmu Pendidikan, membidangi perencanaan, keuangan, kepegawaian, sarana, dan prasarana.
Saya Wakil Dekan 3 Bidang Penelitian, Pengabdian, Inovasi, Kerjasama, dan Humas.
Program studi bimbingan dan konseling mempersiapkan lulusan untuk menjadi konselor profesional yang mampu memberikan layanan bimbingan dan konseling di berbagai jenjang pendidikan.
Teknologi pendidikan adalah sebuah departemen yang concern terus-menerus memfasilitasi belajar dan memfasilitasi orang untuk membangun performansi.
Departemen Administrasi Pendidikan membekali mahasiswa dengan perangkat pengetahuan, keterampilan, dan sikap tata kelola pendidikan sehingga memiliki kompetensi yang baik untuk mengelola lembaga pendidikan. Departemen Administrasi Pendidikan memberikan sumbangsih pada kemajuan sistem manajemen pendidikan di Indonesia.
Pendidikan luar sekolah bertujuan untuk memberikan kesempatan belajar kepada individu yang tidak dapat mengakses pendidikan formal atau melanjutkan pendidikan pada sistem persekolahan, merancang dan memberikan keterampilan hidup, memberdayakan masyarakat dan pendidikan keluarga kepada perorangan, komunitas, dan masyarakat.
Departemen Kependidikan Sekolah Dasar dan Prasekolah menghasilkan calon guru yang kompeten di bidang akademik dan profesional dalam mengelola kelas, mengajar, membimbing peserta didik di tingkat sekolah dasar.
Departemen Pendidikan Luar Biasa mempersiapkan calon guru dan profesional dalam memberikan layanan pendidikan khusus dan pendidikan inklusi bagi anak dengan berbagai hambatan, yaitu hambatan belajar, hambatan perkembangan dan sensorik, serta hambatan fisik dan motorik.
Pendidikan adalah kunci untuk mengubah dunia. Departemen Pendidikan Anak Usia Dini, FIP Universitas Negeri Malang, mempersiapkan mahasiswa dengan keahlian terbaik dalam praktek mengajar dan mengembangkan soft skill mereka. Sehingga pendidikan anak usia dini yang memiliki keterampilan inovatif, adaptif, dan relevan dengan masa depan pendidikan.
video profile. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed participants. It is tremendous honor for me, Rizkyana Prihatiningsih, to be your MC today. Faculty of Education, Universitas Negeri Malang, to convey our sincere gratitude to all of you who have attended today's conference in person or virtually. I want to welcome to everyone today to 9 International Conference on Education and Technology 2023. Give applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, we would like to warmly welcome our Honorable Vice Rector 4 of Universitas Negeri Malang, Profesor Insinyur Arif Nur Afandi, STMT, PhD. Good morning, Bapak. The Dean Faculty of Education Universitas Negeri Malang, Dr. Ahmad Yusuf Sobri, SOS MPD. And Honorable Speaker, good morning and welcome His Excellencies Professor Sumi Kazuhiro, PhD. From Faculty of Culture and Education, Saga University, Japan. And Dr. Wong Lung Xiang from Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. Professor Chuan Chung Xiang, PhD from National Tsinghua University, Taiwan, who joined from a virtual Zoom. Okay, give applause, please.
Hello.
And Professor Dr. Bambang Budiwiono, MPD from Faculty of Education Universitas Negeri Malang. And also the presenter participant who attended person or virtually. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, let's us stand together for the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Sit down, please. Ladies and gentlemen, before continuing our agenda today, let's start our activity by praying first. We would like to invite Mr. Dedi Prestiadi to lead us in praying doa.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to guide this prayer with Islamic religion. If you are not Muslim, you can pray with your respective religion. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin, hamdan syakirin, hamdan naimin, hamdan yuafi masidah, ya rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhil karim wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammad salatan tunjina biha min jamil ahwali wal abad wa taqdilana biha jamil hajat wa tutarihuna biha min jamil sayiat wa tarfa'una biha indaka alal darajat wa tubalihuna bi aqsal hayat min jamil akhirat fil hayati wa abadal mamat. Allahumma rzuqna ilman nafi'an wa fahman amikan wa rayan safian maqbulan wa rizqan wasi'an halalan thayyiban mubarakatan ma'amalan salihan mutaqabbalan. Allahumma la tada' lana fi majlisina fi hadal baiti hadadan ban illa hafartah wala hamman illa farujtah wala dainan illa qadaidah wala mu'siran illa yasartah wala aiban illa satartah wala jahlan illa alamtah wala dulman illa qadaidah wala hajatan hiya laka ridha min hawaiji illa qadaitaha ya rabbal alamin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Rabbi firli wa li walidayya warhamhuma kama rabbayana shighara. Rabbana dhalamna anfusana wa lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina anta tawwabur rahim. Subhanaka rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Dedi. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start today's session, we will first listen the welcoming and opening speech from Vice Rector 4 of Universitas Negeri Malang. Please welcome Profesor Insinyur Arif Nur Afandi, STMT PhD. Give applause, please, everyone.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our sophisticated conference at Education Faculty. First of all, I would like to thank for our excellencies professor today from Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, also Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 9th series of ICET 20 and 23. I am very proud to be here because this conference is very huge competition to get approved from the reviewers. So it means that to come and to join this conference, you should compete with others around the world to be here virtually on site also. Regarding the education and technology, ladies and gentlemen, we have a global mission for improve human quality and tomorrow futures. So it means it just come to improve and give enrollment for this opportunity. So I believe today many researchers, education and practitioners will share and talk about the current issue in their expertises. Now we come to the society 5.0, supported with industrial revolution 4.0. So it means we should touch technology in our better life, not only on the industry and being for our life, but also how to educate people around the world, not only in Japan, not only in Taiwan, Singapore, or Indonesia, but all people should be educated and good attitude to use technology. If we don't wisdom to apply this technology, So we will disrupt and we will dangerous to our better life tomorrow. So I mean, we have to control technology based on how to educate people everywhere, anywhere. So we should be touch it based on education approach. Don't society touch by their self to understand technology in their life. They will penetrate with crime, enemies, and better implementation. This is very dangerous for us and for tomorrow. So to improve the attitudes and behavior of the human and people everywhere, so we touch based on education, based on technology. This is very important. Don't think that technology will improve your life. Factually, the technology always dangerous for life. As we know now, we currently use for the autonomous control. This is very important because technology will improve itself based on the environment, and they will continue learning by themselves based on algorithm. This is very important. Like human behavior, technology will attach like this. So how to control in our education is very important. Education with technology is very important to control our life. So I believe ICET 9 will give this opportunity to improve our life. Many people say, many people talk, this is not important if they talk about something that can use and can apply in our daily life. So based on education, it is very important how to improve, how to maintain our attitude, our behavior in good performance. Like several months ago, many researchers avoid from the technology. Some country brings book again to the class. This is to maintain behavior, not depend on. Even many countries use virtual and use ebook. This is very important because something that search in the ebook, they will shut other side. So this is very important. So think, if we talk about education, also think, this is we give improvement for behavior, not improve just mind. So this is very important, how to improve ourselves in behavior and attitude. We can create some people clever and intelligent, but how to create attitude and behavior of them, this is very difficult. So based on technology, like ICET today, I believe this conference will the both good for the moment and creates continuity to control and makes your life better and better. Finally, thank you very much to invite me to this conference. I believe next time ICET 10 will continue with a good series and with good publication. So I believe all of you will get some opportunity. Think the first conference, they will give you advantage like one, you got new information, you get new current technology, also you get new current material. But another one, you should take failure, especially after conference. Don't stop to continue with your friends. Make a bigger networking with other countries. This is very important. So you come here, bring thing about how to maintain after conferences. After conferences everywhere. Keep touch with your friend, keep touch with your keynote speaker, and mix other collaboration later. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh. Thank you, Bapak, for the remarkable speech. And now we inviting the Vice Rector 4 and the speaker and also the Dean Faculty of Education and Vice Dean 3 to a photo session first before the plenary session. Please to stand up and on the main stage. Taking photo session first. Also Pak Arafik and Bu Saida Ulfa. And the moderator also. Okay. 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 Change your style first with this one. This is the icon of our university, the only one. Oh, the only one. Oh, chakra first. Okay, it's okay. Chakra first. Okay, the other icon. Okay, one, the only one. Backgroundnya. Okay, and okay, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the plenary session of 9th International Conference on Education and Technology 2023. And now we are pleased to invite the moderator, our professional moderator for the plenary session. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our moderator today, Mrs. Puri Salvi Khalifah, SPD, MPD. Give applause.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Okay, well, I hope that we are very glad today in this virtual ceremony, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to exchange our knowledge. My name is Puri Selvi, and I'm going to be your moderator for today's session. And it is my pleasure to welcome you here on ICET 2023. And as you know that ICET 2023 is the 9th conference organized by Faculty of Education. And for several years, we've been technically co-sponsored by IEEE Indonesia section. Give applause for us, everyone. Okay. Today we are going to hear wonderful speakers around education and also technology, and we are heading into this field. And to start our agenda, I will explain the schedule for today. We will have 2 sections. The first sections will be a plenary presentations for all the speakers, and I will invite all of the speakers to sit in this podium. And the second one is about the discussion session. So we will conduct a discussion plenary sessions. And I hope that in this discussion session, you can take the opportunity for all of you here to ask the speakers. And just for a reminder, we are conducting hybrid mode. So give applause for the participants online right now. And thank you for joining us during this hybrid session. And yeah, I think that's all for our agenda for today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will invite the speakers and also read the CV first. Okay, great. So the first speaker is Dr. Wong Lung Xiang. Give applause for Dr. Wong Lung Xiang. Dr. Wong Lung Xiang is a senior research scientist and co-program director of the Learning Sciences and Innovation Research Program at the Center for Research and Pedagogy Practice, Office of Education Research, National Institute of Education, Nanyang Technological University. And he got PhD from NTU, and his research interests around mobile seamless learning, computer-assisted learning, science learning, computer super collaborative learning. And he got so many publications around his scopes. I think we can invite Prof. Wong to sit in front. Okay, thank you so much. Give applause, everyone. The second speaker is Professor Sumi Kazuhiro, PhD. Give applause. He is a professor emeritus from the Saga University, and he got PhD from United Graduate School of Education, Hyogo University of Teacher Education. And his research expertise around technology education methods, information science education methods, and research fields are STEM. And his current research on Todahito Mochinaga's puppet animation films. So give applause, everyone, again. I just want to make sure that you are here very happy today. Yeah? Okay, next is Prof. Chuan Chung-si. Hello, Prof. Chuan. Prof. Chuan is joining us using Zoom meeting right now because he's currently in Taiwan. So he's a professor in the National Tsinghua University, Taiwan, and he got PhD in Educational Policy and Management, National Taipei University of Education. And his research expertise around positive educations, positive leadership, education administrations, education leaderships, and also data analytics. And lots of the publication is Scopus and WOS. Give applause for Prof. Chuan. Again, thank you so much. And the last speaker I will invite to the podium is Professor Dr. Bambang Budiwiono. He's a professor at Department of Educational Administration, Faculty of Education, State University of Malang, Indonesia. He got Doctor of Education from Yogyakarta State University, and his research expertise around educational management, educational leadership, supervision, monitoring and evaluation of education, and also formal education units based in the innovative technology and also information and communication. And he received lots of the Scopus Index articles. Give applause, everyone. And it is it's very honored to be here with you. And I hope that you can gain lots of the opportunity from these fruitful occasions. And I hope that you can later on ask a question by raising your hand. And for you, all the participants in online mode, you can chat during this session using a chat box if you have any question. And don't forget to mention your affiliation and your name too. I think that's for us to give a very short introduction. And I hope that you will gain lots of the opportunity for today. And without further ado, I think we will jump into our first session. So I will invite Dr. Wong to present his presentations. And without further ado, the time is yours, Dr. Wong. Professor.
Halo, salam sejahtera, selamat pagi. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Malaysia. Yeah, but I've been in Singapore for more than 30 years, so I'm not so fluent in Bahasa anymore. But at least it's good that I think I still understand the lyrics of your national anthem, all of them. Yeah. Okay. But then fact, for this, when I'm being asked to talk about this topic, when I was being invited, we're discussing about a topic we want to talk about, and in fact, that's an interesting thing. Is a bit more practical oriented and policy oriented. Yeah, in Singapore's case study, when we're talking about AI nowadays, we know AI becomes a disruptive technology. This disruptive technology in this context doesn't necessarily mean that it's negative. It can be positive because it forces you to change, which you refuse to change in the past. Actually, it changed for better because 21st century education is different from, the demand is different from what kind of education we want in the past centuries. But even before this AI, this cultural, this shock AI, the shock that the AI give you, yeah, we already have another shock, which was the disruptive virus. Yeah. So it forced you to make changes, but maybe after this pandemic, you want to switch back. But for Singapore, there's no switch back. Yeah, because of this pandemic, actually it accelerated. Yeah, it speed up our transformation in Singapore's educational technology, led by our Ministry of Education. So short form is MOE, Ministry of Education. So I'm going to refer to MOE a lot, so I remember this abbreviation. So blended learning is actually one of the main change made by MOE. But that's relevant to my research, seamless learning. So that becomes something we call a research practice nexus, because in fact, MOE have been kind of referring to my seamless learning research, yeah, to put out this blended learning, okay, initiative. Okay, so let's see how to move on from here. Yeah. So we have we call it home-based learning in Singapore. We call it home-based learning. I think you know what it means. Yeah, I think maybe all countries are going through this. So our short form is called HBL. So HBL in Singapore in the early stage of pandemic started from that, what happened. And then we have this called blended learning and also personal digital learning program, PDLP, which essentially means that one device per student at secondary school level. Yeah, we make it nationwide. Okay, so and Singapore's readiness in Bahasa, we call it kesiapan. So the readiness and adaptability in responding to the pandemic, and then we make it a long-term change. Okay, so and I'll to connect it to seamless learning, my research, and see what happened. It started from in last March when we're almost going through. It sees the need to do, we call it circuit breaker in Singapore, which means lockdown, the nationwide lockdown in 2020, March 2020. Before that, we thought, okay, it's going to happen soon, but not yet. The government haven't announced yet. So a couple of weeks before that, what MOE announced is that we want to do this kind of 1 day of home-based learning per week. That was a plan. We started off, everybody start to practice this home-based learning. We call it full home-based learning. FULL, full, or FHBL, full HBL. Yeah, we started practicing this, but then different levels in different in a school, they take turn to take this HBL, so that it doesn't need to have an entire school go back home to practice for this HBL, but we need to get ourselves ready even before it start the lockdown. So that was what happened. But within 1 week, after we finished doing this 1 week of 1 day HBL per week, then we move on to circuit breaker. Yeah, we cannot afford more practice. We have to move in because of the change. So I think this is something you're familiar. We have home-based learning and home-based working. Yeah, working from home, all happening at the same time. But then you can see that even for our home-based learning, we still need to sing national anthems every day. Yeah, so everybody sing from home. So and then we have also we declare national pledge from home. Yeah, and also even for our physical education, we can do this from home. Yeah, we design. Our teachers went back to school to record this and design some of the activities that students can do it from home. Yeah, so we still carry on with our PE. Okay, and for students who actually cannot afford to have their own laptop, so what happened is that we have other than government giving some support, you allow some students who don't really have their personal computer and also no this broadband, home broadband, they can go back to school. There's only about 50 students per school that have to go back to school. And otherwise, for other students, what happened is that some of these charity organization, they actually collected those second-hand laptops donated by public, and service it and then give it to the needy families. So that was what happened. So make sure that everybody is not being left out in this circuit breaker. And we have a good mix of activities, teachers, design activities for explicit teaching and student-centered learning. We use a lot of different tools, for them to do all these different types of exercises. Well, like things that you see, this modeling, or we do this discussion, online discussion. We do this research exploration, collaborative tasks, practice and review, assessment. We do a lot of things. But then this is not starting from scratch. We actually have something happen. So make ourselves actually ready for this sudden change. So I'm going to talk about what happened before the pandemic that make this thing make us already. So even this is an example where the teacher designed an escape room experience, but it's all online. So we're active learning. We start with activate learning, promote thinking and discussion, facilitate demonstration of learning, and monitor and feedback this particular process. And under that, there are some extra activities being designed under each of these items. So these are what happened. But can we really go far? Because the attitude of parents, teachers, students, even parents, so such as the teacher may say HBO online learning is just a quick fix. Let's get back to all normal as soon as we can. And then the kids are not learning under my nose. Well, I don't see it physically, then I'm not sure whether they are learning. So teachers are always worried. That's what we can tell. And also teachers family members, if during the lockdown, they say, I need to work from home as well. So it could be we're actually disrupting each other. So this could be an issue. And also this looks nothing like classroom teaching. So the parents are very skeptical. It's not going to be a long-term thing. It's not going to work for long term. So back in June, then we returned to this school to carry on our study. But then the interesting thing is that in early June, our then education minister announced that home-based learning set to be a regular part of schooling post-COVID-19. So that was what was announced. It sounds a bit strange. We want to do everything at home-based learning continue. That's a question. Okay, but you make it a bit clearer. It's not necessarily the home-based learning all the way. But it said they start to talk about this. I think this one is issued in June, 2nd of June 2020. They announced it. Review how to blend. Back then, our public didn't know what's blended learning. They never heard of blended learning at all. So how to blend the classroom and digital online learning as school reopened after the COVID-19 circuit breaker. So that was what happened. And and then this is January the 4th, 2021. Half a year later, they actually announced the full plan of doing blended learning. But then MOE decided we focus on secondary school onward. Because primary school, you want to get those young kids stay home while their parents are still working. Something's going to be tricky, but they start from secondary school first. So all secondary school in Singapore under Ministry of Education, they are supposed to do blended learning. Blended learning. So the key, I think that the key plan of the blended learning, which already practiced since last year, all the schools, that means that every 1 month, there's at least 1 or 2 days of full home-based learning for all the schools, secondary school. On purpose, we just go home to study for the whole day. And then other than that, for other lessons, although there are physical lessons still carry on in school, but they are still blended. The teachers are supposed to design in a blended manner. It's not just totally physical. I want to make sure that everybody do blended learning. So the example of approach, so that's why we do blended learning. Blended learning, if you look at this original academic definition, different from what our MOE is doing, is any formal education program in which a student learns at least in part through online learning. So the entire learning process is designed by instructor, but some students control over time, place, path, and or pace when they are learning from home. And the blended learning can be any combination of pedagogical, logistic, time constraint, all this. That's what the original definition. But back then, the original academic definition of blended learning. When you are doing online learning out of class, you're supposed to do everything online. The teacher tell you to do what, then you do what. Yeah, you don't do other things. But Singapore's way of running blended learning is different because they learn from our seamless learning research, which I'm going to tell you later. And then in parallel with this blended learning initiative, they come up with personal learning devices for all secondary students. Back then was announced in March 2020. That was even before circuit breaker, before our lockdown. Okay, the government announced that, okay, by 2028, all the secondary school students will have their own learning device, either maybe a tablet or a laptop, or maybe an Apple book or whatever. Yeah, every school can choose what they want. Okay, and the government will provide subsidiary. But what happened is that within 3 months' time, June 2020, the announcement was that we do it in 2021 instead of 2027, 2028, 7 years ahead. We decided to move it even faster. Yeah. Okay, so that was what happened. And by 2021, all secondary school, all students have their own laptops or tablets. The announcement was made by Tharman. Tharman is actually becoming Singapore's president last month. Back then, he was our minister. Okay. Okay. And so our efforts to support the transition, which will call it seamless learning in practice, but you can see this is something, this is a diagram developed by our Academy of School Teachers, which is under our MOE. All our master teachers of different subjects being assigned to this AST, where they're supposed to provide this training development for our in-service teachers. So what happens is that a group of master teachers are being tasked by MOE to develop a blended learning curriculum, PD, I mean professional practice, and also the blended learning principle for teachers to design blended learning at their own schools. So that was what happened. So they come out with this diagram, which explain something not quite the same as the original meaning of blended learning. Because what happened is that they said blended learning can take place in these we call it different quadrants, 4 different squares, you see. Asynchronous learning or synchronous learning. Yeah, learning together, or you take your time, you find your own time to learn. And then on-screen or off-screen, on-screen, off-screen. Yeah. So with this, it comes with the matrix. We have on-screen asynchronous learning, on-screen synchronous learning, off-screen asynchronous learning, and off-screen synchronous learning. So most likely, when you are in a physical classroom, you're doing off-screen synchronous learning. Yeah, off-screen synchronous learning. But sometimes the teacher may also ask you during the class, physical class, may ask you to go online to post something, and then we discuss verbally. Then it becomes part of them is online synchronous. Yeah, so this could be something that's happening. And then we're talking about home-based learning while learning via Zoom. Yeah, that is called online synchronous. But then after that, they said, okay, after this class, within 2 days' time, you post something online. And then we discuss online, doing an online discussion. That's on-screen asynchronous. And you will allow off-screen asynchronous learning. It means that, okay, within the next 2 days, you go out somewhere else to collect some data, yeah, in your daily life and bring it back, take photos or whatever, bring it back to our classroom for discussion. And that's off-screen asynchronous because we are still interacting with your physical world. Yeah, it's just that you take your time, you find your own time to do that. It's not that everybody have to do it together. So for all these 4 possibilities, we have different activities to put under different parts. And then, so that's different from the original version of blended learning, where we are doing this online learning supposed to be our class, supposed to be always online. That's what blended learning, original version of blended learning talk about. So in July 2020, they developed this diagram. And actually, the reason I know that they refer to my seamless learning framework because afterwards they contacted me. They said they're already doing this, and then they invited me to give a talk to them so that I can share my vision of my view of their design. Yeah, and I can help them to do professional development to the teachers. Yeah, so that was what happened. So they said they're inspired by us, so to do something different from the original version of blended learning. Yeah, so that's what happened. So what I talk about seamless learning. the talk about continuity of learning experiences across different contexts. You can learn from formal learning and informal learning out of school. You can learn across individual learning and social learning. Yeah, you can learn across physical learning and digital learning. So all these used to be something very dichotomous, very, we talk about SIMS. You use formal learning, informal learning, those are separated. You don't bring them together. Individual and social learning seem to be separated. And now we want to bring them together. We want to connect this learning experience across time, across space. Yeah. So I can quickly give this example of a primary tree science, plants and their parts kind of these are lessons. So first of all, in the class, I because of time constraint, I won't go through in details, but you can see on top, at first there are students doing some activities in the classroom, which set some understanding of what they're going to learn. They learn about these roots, plant parts. We have roots, we have a stem, we have leaf, and we put this together. What they can do is that, let's say the root going to absorb some of the nutrition and water from the ground, and then they transport across a stem up to the leaf. So they're supposed to learn. This is primary tree students supposed to learn this process, plants and their parts and the different functionality of their part, or different parts, and then how they bring them together. They do something. So we have some other in-class activities, out of class student fill out the forms. Again, time constraint, I will go into detail, but the interesting part is the bottom one, where the students are required to go to the neighborhood from home after school. When I return home, they go to the neighborhood, take photos of different roots and different types of stem and different types of leaves of different plants, different plant species. They post it online and discuss. They say, why these two types of roots look different? Maybe they function differently, and they go online and do some research and share with their classmates, and they co-construct knowledge. So we have all these out school activities, and the top right one is actually they use an app to fill in something what they learn and what they want to learn. Okay, so they can use their computer, their phone app to create this kind of animation to demonstrate the understanding of how water is being transported across. And then I think I miss up something. I don't know why these two diagrams are gone. So they bring back to classroom. The teacher do this kind of consolidation, discuss with students posting, and then they see student can learn from there. And also the student go back home to do consolidate their learning. Bottom left corner, when they have create this a concept map, to consolidate what they have learned. And back to the classroom, the teacher selected some of these concept map for discussion. Okay, so the left-hand side, time constraint, I won't go through, but the right-hand side is probably more practical. The left-hand side is something is quite a little bit more academic. So the right-hand side, what I can see that this is actually a process I proposed in 2013, exactly 10 years ago, where you can see the top left corner is something like learning engagement. You engage student learning in class. That's what happened at the beginning of the lesson I shared just now. To learn something first, and then the bottom left corner, we call it personalized learning. The student learn at home and also learn outside. Like just now I talked about, they're going to collect data, our class, taking photos of roots and stems and leaves and so on and so forth. And bottom right corner, they do online social learning because they post their findings, they post their thinking online for sharing, for discussion, and they go back. Top right corner, they go back to a classroom for discussion, for consolidation. And you can see all these arrows are double-sided, which means that, and with all these are connected with different arrows, and which means that these 4 quadrants, you don't need to follow the linear process. You can traverse at different paths you want in the design. So you can see if you move back to this, this tool looks very similar. Looks very similar. So that's how actually we inform our master teachers to design their own blended learning framework from our seamless learning design. So Singapore's readiness in implementing blended learning. We have some of the education reforms prior to the pandemic, but these few are less relevant, indirectly relevant to education technology. So I won't go through the detail, but I can see some of this holistic and balanced development. All schools are good schools. And then all secondary schools, they have their own programs, their unique program they propose, do active learning or learning for life. Develop teachers' design capacity. I mentioned about Academy of Singapore teachers just now. And also we call it Singapore Teaching Practice, STP. We're going to show you what's meant by STP. The STP that was launched in 2015, giving you a model of this lesson plan design. And you see this activate learning, promote thinking discussion, facilitate demonstration of learning, and monitor feedback. That was already that framework proposed in this called STP. And all the Singapore teachers started training in this model since 2015. And then when they come to the pandemic, we have to design online learning. They just reuse this framework, but now they move it online. And later they move it for blended learning. Yeah, so they can do more than in the past in the physical classroom they cannot do. Yeah, because of all this, we have blended learning, we have our own home learning, and also this overview of learning experience you can see with this. And student learning space that was developed by Education and Technology Division of MOE, a student learning platform, yeah, which are everywhere. Which are all the Singapore MOE schools they're supposed to use. Every subject use it at least. We can see here some of these time constraint I won't go through. This is actually a video. System development model and considerations, the dynamic. It did measure update. It's doing measure update for every 3 months. Started in 2018, they just ask what teachers want. They do a lot of interviews, ask what teacher wants. So they provide something all teachers are interested to use to start to get this kind of mass usage. Teachers get used to it quickly, and then get the student to get used to it quickly. And afterwards, starting from addressing what teachers need first. But a lot of time, teacher doesn't know what they need. They thought this is the way teaching should be done. Actually, we are promoting 21st century teaching, which teacher need to be developed so that they know. So later, we introduce new features like such as seamless learning, because ETD also thinks that seamless learning is something that a teacher should practice. So they design some of the tools to help teachers to implement seamless learning. But it didn't start off from there because teachers didn't know seamless learning was. You give them this tool, they don't know how to use it. They are not interested. We start with things they are interested first. Yeah, they get used to it. Now we introduce new things and you learn these new things. So like this is that's also a chance to bridge the research and practice, because they found anything, maybe let's say a new product for industry. Yeah, they want to use it. They think we can use it to the all the schools, or maybe our research university, they've developed a new tool that MOE, they think, hey, this is something that all the schools should use. They just integrate into SLS. Then it's an instant scale up. You don't even need all the schools to log on, use a new account to log on to a new platform to do this. Everybody log on to SLS, you have everything you need. And every time we add new things, all the schools immediately use it, can use it. So that's an SLS idea. Yeah, so this is a statistic we found a few months ago. Yeah, and then even teachers, they can share their own lesson plans, share with others, and then other teacher can take it and adapt for their own purpose. Yeah, so they welcome teachers to share their own resources they created, lesson plans or learning materials, all these things. So also make teachers sharing with each other. So these are things we did. So this was just one example. They call it interactive thinking tool. One of these tools are the teacher just specify this thinking process, and then the students supposed to fill in bottom and share with the class, and then they can do class-wide discussion. Yeah, they can also have other routines. I know, I wonder, I learn, observe, think, question, so on and so forth. The teacher can design the kind of thinking process and ask students to follow this thinking process in learning. So, and then talk from the press, last 2 weeks ago, our new education minister announced that we're going to deploy more AI in schools after success of in June 2023, we already have adaptive learning systems for mathematics. And in December, they're going to have these two more, feedback assistant for English and short answer feedback assistant. These were actually empowered by large language models, something similar to ChatGPT. But we didn't directly use ChatGPT. So what happened is that they are going to integrate into SLS. Again, you don't need to have a new account to log on. You just log on to SLS, you can access to all this. Yeah, so that was what happened. So we have a quick reflection of seamless learning and new education normal. Seamless learning versus blended learning. The entire blended learning experience, face-to-face or online, synchronous or asynchronous, are largely prescribed by teachers. Yeah, even you do whatever you do at home, you must follow what teacher instruct you to do. But seamless learning privileges more open-ended incidental learning, where welcome students to learn whatever they want. They think that this is something I observe or I apply my knowledge to solve real-life problem, and then I think I should share it with my whole class, although this wasn't what teacher told me to do. Yeah, and then, or if I'm interested in learning something, especially that's a hobby, I learn something, and then I think I want to connect back to my classroom learning. I share with my classmates, I share with my teachers. Yeah, so we welcome and we encourage self-directed learning. So we have our teachers prescribed learning and self-directed learning, they work together. We remove the seams between teacher instruction and self-directed learning. Yeah, so these are the things. And then we also think specific seamless learning experience designs can be subsumed into blended learning and vice versa. So that's why after blended learning was being practiced in all schools, and I've been conducting workshops, which use the same title, seamless blended learning based on seamless learning experience. And more than 300 teachers so far have attended my workshops. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wong Longxiang from Nanyang Technological University. Such a very great presentation. Give applause once again, everyone. Well, without further ado, I will invite Prof. Sumi Kazuhiro as our second speaker for today. And just remind you once again, you will have the opportunity to ask a question. Just a reminder once again, you have the opportunity to ask a question later on. Just please, just make sure that you make some notes to us for the presenters. Well, I think it's time for the second session for Prof. Sumi Kazuhiro. The time is yours.
So, thank you for inviting me this conference. It's very honors to join in this conference. Thank you very much. So my thesis is a proposal for effective use for ICT to support collaboration between the class and home study. So before just Professor Wang a speech about seamless education or seamless learning, it's very similar to this thesis also. So so easily say that this focusing of this presentation, where is a place for student study, school or home or both? We already know about it after years COVID-19. So as you know, and this presentation is this those flow. Now, first of all, in Japanese education situation, and during the COVID-19, about 1 year, all students from the elementary school, the high school student did not come to school, and all students stayed in home. Japanese people always says stay home at the time. And during time, the Ministry of Education prepares the laptop for all students from the elementary to the high school. And now present, the all student have the laptop in each school. And actually, the end of August and then the last month, about 6 weeks, I heard I worked in my attached middle school. It's a as a part-time job in technology education of middle school. So during time, I watched the real situation of in the student in middle school. All students work the laptop and it's very convenient and useful. And also my class use the laptop anytime. So I can't say that. So the second purpose expands scope digitalization of education beyond the school to the diversity and enrich learning. Focusing on school and home learning with ICT, the study will examine teaching methods that enable students to learn more deeply. Okay. The third, research method. Practical training classes were held for a 42nd year student, a public A is anonymous, and junior high school. The subject C, this is the technology education for middle school. The subject is energy conversion technology and power generation from renewable energy source. It has 4 hours, and after the completion of the practical training, students evaluate their effort in class and home study. The teacher will help the student fill out the worksheet and analyzing in content. This is one application. Actually, the Japanese government developed this software for the home study. The name is Skeleton AI. Just shortly say SLAI. This characteristic is a simple function. Immediate use in a short period of time is now possible, and easily create a learning environment and lessen the burden on teachers. So this means it just software can use a teacher for making the education materials, and also student can work using this software. Actually, this is the true URL. If you have a interesting, you can enter this QR code and then use the ID password. But it's very sorry to the content is only Japanese, and then I translated English. Running Skeleton AI, utilizing manual. This is about the content sheet cross screen. This is the first screen like this, and this the mode is of 4 kinds: screen display, creation of teaching materials, and was everyone think about it by oneself, think about it. This is career education, connecting a seat template. Each shows the content of learning. About the team function, seat sharing by multiple people how to connect this running skeleton AI or Google Jump Boat. Each software has those functions. And AI function operation method 1. On the teacher screen, you can turn the student chat GTP function on or off. Chat GTP is available in 4.1 3.5. Actually, as you know, the chat GTP rules, the children under the 13 cannot use the chat GTP. And also, if the between 13 to 18 years old student want to chat GTP, they need to permit the parents. So now Japanese government is thinking about how to use a chat GTP or other AI software. It's very deeply program how to use education in chat GTP. So anyway, this application have many content, questionnaire dual edit, a lesson dual, or AI quest, checking individual with AI exploration and finding the truth. So operation method 2, the select character field relevant part on the content sheet and then press the AI expression between ChatGPT word start and the display the answer about content on the relevant parts. So each icon means just I typed the word from right, create new teaching material, load, save was easy, like this. So this have a many button for using the teacher and the student. Operation method 3, if you press the AI Explorer button or select anything, the AI will pick up the word on the sheet and link to related site and the video, Google School, YouTube will be placed. So AI function creation and editing of 12 questions with ChatGPT, how to operate it. The first, select edit survey drill. Second, select edit original drill. The third, create a folder or create a program theme folder. The 5, enter the program them into ChatGPT. 5, question and answers explanation are created. The specified number of questions. The 7, copy is created, issued to the tutorial at the seat. And finally, the teacher can make a paper test creation. AI function and metaverse. They also SL I have the connecting the metaverse like moving into. So this is a function list, and like this, each button shows those functions. So the guideline process flows the learning activities combined with the home studies. First and the second period, program dictation, confirming of basic items, home and schooling, and problem solving, starting by research, plan, and concept. In this case, I will show the education materials, the techno education, and then power generations that we want to proceed with, consider. Third and the fourth period, sharing and exchange of operations, group discussion, evaluation, class announcement, and improvement, re-examination of the power generations that was like this proceed. And next guideline process and 1 school hour goal, reflect on the energy situation in Japan and deepen our thought about renewable energy. This is in Japan situation. So, and also I explain about S+3 is safety, energy security, and the environment and economy efficient. And 2 school hours goal, focus on ocean energy and future power generation. Let's think about that. This is one example educational materials. This is 3 goal like this. So the content shows find out about current development and plan experiment, demonstration, research, practical application, and commercialization. Homeschooling, and this is a home worksheet for students, and then handout for a student. As a point, a red and purple textbook text box directly indicate what you want input. Probably this is not a paper just on the display. There are also resources for the research and study. A point is attached web page ranking for easy access to base information. The 3 schools goals create a group of people who have the same power generation chosen. Let's deepen our understanding of power generation by sharing each other's opinion. This is 3 small goals, and the students have to write in the the space. And the 4th goal, this is an example, just student put in some letters in the questions. And 4th goal hours goals, share opinion about the introduction of each type of power generation and deepen our thought about future power generation. And in this case, the student have to discuss in a small group or each student. And this is the result of classroom practical. So self-evaluation have 3 items. One is a proactive approach, and the second, interest. Third, understanding on power generation. This is a result of the summarizing in the student the answer of classroom activities. This is the same thing, proactive approach, interest, and understanding of power generation. And both average is up as 3.5 or around 3.5. And so, and the student opinion or comment like this. This time I asked student to work on the research project as home. Please let me know if you won't have any comment or request. This is a question. And this is an affirmative opinion of student, able to adjust the time to work on the project according to the student convenience and more maintain high motivation for learning. Efficient learning can be tracked by devising the material powers. This is a negative opinion of student, not familiar with terminal and ICT tool, usage of ICT tool. And this conclusion, exploratory learning, linking classroom and home learning, all students were able to participate in group discussion because they are able to adjust for different in research program process through the home study. Flexible time adjustment and the support such as providing URL of web pages made it possible to run efficiently. Future perspective issues some negative situation and countermeasures are more in-depth in fact finding. Increasing learning activities was an awareness of linking between class and home study, developing in the habit of using a terminal. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Prof. Somi Kazuhiro, PhD from Saga University. And we would like to invite our third speaker, Professor Bambang Budiwiono, MPD. Let's give applause, everyone. Then if Prof. Bambang ready, then I'll give the time to you, Prof.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will continue to present about the topics, the effective school management in the era of information and communication technology. Okay, I will continue to present our topics in the International Conference on Education and Technology. I start from the rule of the principle. Actually, there are many rules of the principles, but based on the rules, there are 4 important rules that's very important to develop the schools, namely the principal as the leader, the principal as the manager, the principal as supervisor, and the principal as the administrator. And I start to explain about the leadership here. What is the leadership? Leadership is to influence, actuate, motivate, mobilize member to achieve the organization visions, missions, and the objective. Yeah. There are a lot of the activities that's conducted by the leader. For example, give visions to the subordinates, yeah. Problem solver, work in the group process, influence, communicate, listen, decision making, and maybe good communication with the subordinates, smile and patience. And what the management? The management is 2 minute resources, both men and material effectively and efficiently to achieve the organization objective. We can divide into 2 sides. At first about the function of management, and second about the substance of the management. The function is very important. Start from the planning, organizing, actuating, coordinating, motivating, controlling, and evaluating. And there are some substance that we can plan and organize up to the controls, namely about the curriculum, yeah, about the facilities, teaching and learning process, personnel, finance, students, administration, up to the public relations or the school public relations. And what the supervision? Supervision is to improve the teacher's learning and teaching process to enhance the students' achievements. The supervision is to improve the teaching and learning process of teacher, and finally can improve the student achievements. And if we look further about the school organization culture, we can look at the 2 sides. The school as the institutions, we can call the nomothetic dimensions. And second, the subordinate as the individuals, we can call the idiographic dimensions. And the principal must join based on the characteristic of the institutions, and the second about the individuals. The subordinates, yeah, influenced by the culture, by the characteristic of individual, and the subordinates will conduct by the role in the institution and conducts the personality. And the principal must joins, yeah, we know about the characteristic of individual and the demands of the institutions. And no, I think we in the era of the Industrial Revolution 4.50 and Industrial Revolution or Industrial Society 5.0. And we know about the characteristic of the era, yeah. Maybe about the Industrial Revolution 4.0 based on the use of the cyber physical systems. And Industrial Revolution 5.0, Industrial Society 5.0, focus on the cooperation between men and machines as human intelligence works in the harmony with cognitive computing. And therefore, maybe we must know about the student capability. What's the capability that we must improve for our students here? Maybe we can divide into 3 kinds. At first, about the competence of the students, and second, the literacy of the students, and that's the character of the students. For example, the competence, the student must have the creativity and innovations, critical thinkings, problem solvings, decision making, learning to learn. Yeah. all our students must understand about that and improve their creativity, their critical thinking, and the student must solve the problem and make decisions and always learn and learns, yeah, all the life, yeah. And besides that, the student must have the capability in the communications and collaboration and leaderships. This is the way of working. But the creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, learning to learn, it's the way of thinking. Yeah. But communication, collaboration, leadership is the way of working. Yeah. And beside that, the student must have the good literacy. Yeah. Literacy not only read, but the student must understand about the information literacy and information and communication technology. Yeah, this is the student have the tools of workings. Besides that, the student must have the good personality, the personal characteristics, social responsibility, cultural awareness, and citizenship, local and global, so that the student will become the good persons and live in the world. Yeah. And all of the component we can include in the two competence at first about the hard skill and soft skill. Yeah. Therefore, there are changes in the instructional strategy from the teacher center to the student centers, from the pedagogy to pedagogy. Yeah. So that students must conduct the self-regulated learnings, self-determined learnings, yeah, and use the multi-resources, use the multi-material, yeah, use the multi-strategy by the multi-communication techniques. For example, by the synchronous, asynchronous, and the other techniques. For example, hybrid systems. And the teaching and learning use the multi-methods and multi-assessment so that we can facilitate students can improve themselves. Yeah. And there are the change in the management to manage school effectively. There is the change in the paradigms of the management from the old paradigm to the new paradigms. Yeah, stressing not the management but in the leaderships. The leader must give the visions, yeah, and coordinates all the subordinates to achieve the visions, missions, and objectives. From the vertical leader to sideways, more open and participative decision-making structure. From the fixed rule to flexible rule. From the individual responsibility to teamwork or shared responsibility. From the autocratic to the collaborative. From the status to the status, all are value for their uniques and contributions. From the efficiency to the effectiveness. From the control to commitments, from the power to empowerments. There is the change paradigms in the school management. And beside that, focus to improve the school, not in the school effectiveness, not only in the school effectiveness, but maybe we can improve to the school improvement, to enhance the school improvements. Besides focus at school, we must focus on the individual teacher or group teacher. Besides focus on the school organization, we focus on the school process. Yeah. And not only data-driven with emphasis of the outcome, but empirical evaluation to effects of change is very important. From the quantitative in orientation to the qualitative in orientations. From the lack of the knowledge about how to implement change strategies to concern with change in the school and exclusively. From the more concern with change in the pupil outcomes to more concern with journey of school improvement. From the more concern with school at a point in time to more concern with school as change. And from the based on the research knowledge focus in practitioner knowledge. That is very important. And we know there is a characteristic of the Industrial Revolution 4.0, namely cyber physical systems, a mechanical device that is run by computer-based algorithm. Yeah. The Internet of Things, interconnected network of machine devices and vehicles embedded with computerized sensing, scanning, and monitoring capabilities. Yeah. Cloud computing, offsite network hosting and data backups, and cognitive computing, technological platform that employ artificial intelligence. And the industrial or society 5.0, there are characteristics. For example, cooperation between man and machine, as human intelligence works in harmony with cognitive computing. Return of human hand and mind into the industrial framework. Man and machine reconcile and find way to work together to improve the means and efficiency of production. Involve the interaction of human intelligence and cognitive computing. Combined, human and computerized machinery are expected to take manufacturing to new level of speed and perfections. Prove more advantageous to the environment as companies develop systems that run on the renewable energy and eliminate waste. As I'm at supporting, not superseding. Yeah. Supporting, yeah, not superseding as humans. Human finding the optimal balance of efficiency and productivity. That's when we manage the school, must consider about that. Because the concept of the effective management, we must consider about the use of information and communication technology so that we can develop the school well. And therefore, we always study about the practice. Maybe we can see in the three sides. At first about the real words, and second about the body of knowledge, and third about our students. So that when we improve our students, yeah, we must consider about the real words environment of the students. And beside that, we must always study the real words to develop the knowledge so that we can teach the students in line with the development of environments, development of knowledge, and development of the technology. Always, therefore, yeah, I always conduct the research about the education, about the student, about the teacher. And no, I have conducted many research about that, especially in the management of schools and teaching and learning. And last year, I studied about the use of online communication techniques and teaching learnings. There are a lot of the communication techniques that's used by the student and teachers, but not optimal. Yeah, in the teaching and learning process, in the school management, or in the administration process, not optimal in using. I think step by step we will use the ICT well and can support our tasks, yeah, in order to get the effective management. There are lots in it. There are some techniques that most of students use. For example, WhatsApps, email, websites, and learning management systems. Yeah. The students and the lecturer use this techniques more than the others. And besides that, I study about the use of online communication and administration staff. There are some techniques that used by the staff, yeah. For example, WhatsApps, Telegram, yeah, BPMs, yeah. But no, maybe they more in the WhatsApps, yeah, Google documents, yeah, Google Drive, and so on. But we can divide into three kinds. At first, for the synchronous communication. Second, for the asynchronous communication, that the recording of the data and sharing information. The staff and the teacher and the student use to follow the lessons. And besides that, I try to test the relationships between some variables that influence the student learning outcomes. And in the supervisions, instructional supervisions, and the school management, I try to test. Yeah. For example, I try to test about the procedure of supervisions, and second, use of the ICT in the supervisions and its influence to the quality of teachings. And finally, the influence to the certain learning outcomes. And I know based on our research, yeah, there's influence, the procedure of the instructional supervisions. There is the positive and significant effects to the quality of teachings. But when we compare the coefficient of the effects or influence, yeah, I see that's the use of the ICT and the implementation of the techniques higher than only the procedure. And the use of ICT in the supervision implementations also influence the use of ICT by teacher in the teaching and learning process. So that I conclude that use of ICT in the process of supervisions is very important to support the effective results. Yeah. And besides that, I try to study about technique of the supervision. For example, technique of teaching simulations. Teaching simulation is one of the supervision techniques. I try to test how to influence the teaching simulation activity to the teacher teaching quality. And I compare between the procedure and the step and the use of ICT. And I find that use of ICT and the implementation of this teaching simulation activities more have the higher coefficients than the only the use the procedure of the teaching simulations. And finally, I try to study about the electronic leadership in the process of school management, and we try to find what kind of technique that used by the principal in the managing the school. Yeah, there are many techniques that used by the principals. For example, WhatsApp is very often. Yeah. The principal more use the WhatsApp to communicate with the subordinates. Besides that, there are some techniques used for the sharing information, for the recording the data, and so on. And after that, I try to test the relationship between the electronic leaderships and the school public relations and the school improvements, and the significant relationships between the use of ICT, use of the electronic leaderships with the school public relations and the school improvements. And there are the coefficient, the significant effects. Yeah. Significant effect of the electronic leaderships on the school public relation and the school improvements. So that finally, I conclude that use of the ICT is very important in the implementation of the school management and the school leadership in the teaching and learning process and the administrative process. It's very important and very effective. Yeah. So that when we, if we would like to improve the school to the excellent school, the high performance school systems, maybe we can see the 4 pillars. At first about the leadership and management, and second about the practice of education and instruction, and that about the school resources, and 4 about the community sports. But all of the implementation must support by the culture of the school organizations. Yeah. So that we have the good culture, I think we use the good strategy and can conduct the effective process. Finally, we will catch the good output, so that our school organization become the high performing school system. And all of the process, we can use the information and communication technology to support our management. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof. Bambang Budiwiono, and that was such a wonderful presentation, everyone. I think we will invite our last speaker, Prof. Shi, from National Tsinghua University, Taiwan. Prof. Shi, are you here with us right now? Oh, okay, great. So I think without further ado, I will invite Prof. Shi to present his research. The time is yours, Prof.
The previous expert all gave a wonderful reports. I am Professor Dr. Chuan Chongxie, Director, Department of Education and Learning Technology, National Tsinghua University, Taiwan. My topic, the impact and the response of AI on principal leadership. I'm very happy to attend the 9th International Educational Technology Conference 2023. And thanks to the Faculty of Education, University Negeri Sembilan, Indonesia. First, AI in education. Total duration of school curricula. ICT has been applied for 100 years in education, but it is use of AI over the past over the past 14 years that has the most significant potential to transform education. 2019, online learning stopped education from melting down during COVID-19 school closures. The number of students in MOOCs increased from 0 people in 2012 to 220 million people in 2021. 2022, business intelligence providers estimate ranges from USD 123 billion to USD 300 billion. AI education policy correct situation in East Asian countries. In China, AI is incorporated into middle school compulsory education courses. 2018, the world's first set of a high school AI textbook. 2019, AI textbook for primary and secondary school. In Korea, Digital Education Innovation Plan. In Taiwan, AI Education, Education AI, AI and Emerging Technology, Overall Education Implemental Strategy Plan. In Singapore, School AI Study Plan. Whether it's NVIDIA or AMD, we all need Taiwan's TSMC to develop AI. Taiwan attaches greater importance to the development of AI. A rapid evolving world driven by technology. It is imperative to equip students with the knowledge and the skill necessary to thrive. Teaching AI in schools has emerged as a vital component of preparing students for the future. AI in classroom helps students in learning 21st century skills and prepare them for the digital age. Big data in education. AI has potential in enhance education leadership, data leadership, and literacy, which was defined as the collection, examination, analysis, and the interpretation of data to inform some sort of decision in an educational setting. How student learning? Example, user graduate, motivation, study, homework. Take an example. How teachers teaching? Teacher-student interaction, learning resources, teacher community, teacher access, teacher professional development. How school management, data filling system, school administration system, campus safety. Second, AI and education leadership. The now, new, and the next of AI leadership. Now, digital media as tools. Digital media communication. Leading a remote or hybrid workforce. For example, video conferences, hybrid conference. New, as the AI serves as a partner or co-leader. How algorithms can effectively argument or support leadership, making the suggestions about what leader should look at. Which team members may require more attention? How to improve team dynamic. Next, not only support, fulfill employees' need for autonomy, competence, or relatedness. Second, 3, impact and response. Positive aspect. Evidence-based governments helps provide more accurate reference data, in-depth data analysis to help find policy plan context, contribute to school management, automate routine tests, collect information quality, contribute to classroom management, and provide an adaptive tutoring system, providing teaching resources and media materials to assist the teaching. Negative aspect, challenge to principals, technology leadership, knowledge, and abilities. One, the principal is the chief teacher and must have technology literacy and technology leadership skills. Need to be able to integrate school vision and school-based development. Goals cannot really retire on AI analysis. Technology and human nature cannot be biased in interpretation and correctness. There need to be a career legal biases near to experience, professional training pipeline for school teachers. Concept about moral and ethical decision making. Apply bias and fairness concepts, security and privacy concepts. Response. 1. Development or coordinating with the responsibilities. Share effective practice with teaching and the community about whether and how to adopt AI. Expand training opportunity for teacher professional enhancement and development. Share effective strategy for applying AI to teaching side to promote community and discuss. Experience supportive platforms and support. 2. Treat AI as a decisive support, not replacement. Data work for people, not the other way around. Educational leaders need to make time to interact with school teachers and students under the real context behind the data and resist the temptation to over-rely on data. Shape a common vision and goals with teachers and the students across the school. 3. Public scrutiny of AI. Open the black box of AI. The effectiveness of AI need to be subject to public scrutiny to build stakeholder to trust in leadership decisions. Improve the evaluation mechanisms to ensure the quality of science and technology education. Thanks for listening. I'm Professor Dr. Chen Chongxie, Director, Department of Education Learning Technology, National Tsinghua University, Taiwan. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, Professor Shi from National Tsinghua University. And I think we will jump into our next section. And I think that you can take the opportunity for ask the questions, and don't forget to mention your name and your affiliations. And actually, there are several questions, Prof. Wong and Prof. Sumi and Prof. Bambang from the online chat box. But before we go for the online participants, I will invite one of you here. If you have any question, please raise a hand and our committee member will help you with the microphone. Please rise. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, okay, 3. Okay, thank you. Pak Ije. The last, yeah, behind. Oh, okay, just go on. And okay, yes. Please don't forget to mention your name and who you are going to ask to.
Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce me. My name is Syekh Aindallah. I'm from Magister of Instructional Design, Instructional Technology. Sorry. My question is for Dr. Wong. Yeah. The first question is regarding the seamless learning. Is it possible to use seamless learning in language learning? I repeat the second time. Regarding the seamless learning, is it possible to use seamless learning in language learning? Because my accepted for me is language, Arabic language teaching. Yeah. The second question is, what strategies are suitable to support seamless learning in language learning? Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. May I have confirmation first? The first question is about seamless learning in English learning. Is that true? Is that correct?
Language.
Yeah, language learning.
Yes.
Language learning. And the second one is about platform.
What strategies?
Oh, okay. So, Prof. Wong.
Okay, thank you for the question there. Well, in fact, what happened is that my main contribution in seamless learning is actually on language learning part, although I will also do science learning. Yeah, so I spend, I think I have 4 projects relevant to seamless Chinese learning. So what happened is that the way I designed was that we use social media. So we're supposed to, the best way of using the language is actually to use it. You want to use it. You learn by learning by doing. In Singapore, of course, we know that in Chinese, Chinese students are supposed to learn Chinese, but then because the environment itself is everybody speak English. Yeah, you don't learn your mother tongue. I mean, our mother tongue referring to our heritage language. Chinese to learn Chinese, Malay to learn Malay. Yeah. So, but then without learning Chinese, you can survive as long as your English is good. So they are not motivated to learn Chinese. So what happened is that if we have a social media, social network, we build a social network for the students, but then we make sure that they are using Chinese within this social network. Yeah. So whatever they learn in the classroom, maybe vocabulary, maybe grammar, then they create social media out of school using their phone or using their tablet. Yeah. So similar to, I mean, you create a Facebook status update, your Twitter, or this. Yeah. So we choose the right platform to do that. Yeah. So when they create, they post it online, share with their classmate only. Yeah. We don't open to the public. Yeah. And afterwards, the classmate can go up to kind of respond to them, either socializing and say, oh, I have a similar experience, and then they're all written in Chinese. Yeah, and then or they can do peer review. They say, okay, you mix an English word in it because they know Chinese, so the entire sentence you have added an English word. So I translate for you, or maybe I help you to correct your grammar, or maybe maybe I ask more questions, and then you have to answer. That means that if I only tell you, if the poster only post something very simple, this is very simple. Oh, I just have this meal, and then it's very nice, end of story. Then they say, oh, okay. How well do you find this meal? And then actually why you come to this restaurant to try this meal and whatever, and why didn't you order others? And then you're supposed to respond, and then you tell them more. Then actually enrich the discussion context. Yeah, and then the teacher can always come back to help out the students to do peer review. So this is the way that we do seamless learning in language, but there are also other language learning design. We go up to the level of a university level. I know other, not me, but other overseas researchers, they did it at a university level. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I will invite the second, yeah, Pak Ainse, the guy behind with, no, yeah, Bapak, with the white shirt.
Okay, thank you. My name is Izzuddin Sharif. I'm a vocational teacher, so it's really interesting for me. My question is referred to from Japanese. Yeah, Prof. Sumi. Okay. Regarding to your research about the AI in Japanese, so my question is, how can we implement AI when we want to deliver value, not like a matter, like a mathematics or anything, but value. You know that in Japanese, value is a core for education, like in Indonesia. So how about AI to implementation AI, but we deliver the value in Japanese, maybe for the best practice in Japanese. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe Prof. Sumi ready to answer that?
Thank you for your question. I always said chat AI cannot use under the 13 years old, and also between 13 and 18 years old have to permit the parents. And then almost school student cannot use chat AI in this situation. And then, contrary, the teacher have to develop how to use chat AI like that. So, and now my co-worker and the primary school teachers and the subject is Japanese language. Japanese language has the title is Gongitsune. It's a very traditional children's story, and so the teacher shows example. So student write some impression of the document of the story, and then in Japan, a student in one classroom is about 35 or 50 students in elementary school, and then one teacher cannot read all of the expression document of those children's impression for the stories. And then the elementary teacher think about each children use chat AI and first, and then how to present my document. But we discussed those things 1 month ago, but suddenly I know that cannot use chat AI in elementary school children, and then my study is just stopped, and then probably more future. So I have to develop the AI for education. That's very important. Now AI just going to the only industry, but our area, just educational technology researcher have to introduce how to use AI for education. Can I ask? Can I answer? Is enough for your question?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Maybe additional answer from the perspective of Singapore from using AI to teach moral values. Is that any possible answers, Prof. Wong? If we want.
For education?
Yes, for education. I mean, in Japan, how we deliver moral value,
Moral values
using AI,
like honesty or readiness or anything.
Honesty.
Because you know that in Japanese, we know Japanese has a moral value. So how about how can AI to implement to deliver value like honesty or
honesty in right? Or Prof. Wong, is there any additional?
So
Excuse me. Moral. Yeah. Yes, moral value.
So I already said in present, the student cannot use AI. So as you know, but in a more future, I will develop how to use AI for children.
So AI still need a teacher for deliver the value, right? Can we use AI automatically interact with the student?
So your question is AI how contact the ability growing up for student?
Yeah.
It is if I say the anyway, we developed more educational AI. And just I say.
Yeah, I can understand what you say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So it's yeah, it's very challenging for us with this later on. Yeah, so maybe a further discussion or maybe such a very in-depth discussion will need to cope this kind of field. So I think we will move on to the next question. So actually we have a question. It is related to the administration and AI. So this question is addressed addressed to Prof. Bambang from Miftahus Surur from STKIP PGRI Situbondo, and he asked how far AI is going to be effective as a decision support system in leadership. Maybe Prof. C later on will add additional answer to Prof. Bambang answers. I think the time is yours, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I think artificial intelligence is very useful, yeah, very useful to support the leadership activities. Yeah. Maybe not only for manage the data. Maybe we can have the central data, for example. Besides that, maybe we can use the artificial intelligence to support the activity of management and leadership. Yeah. Maybe, for example, if we want, we would like to use the instructional media. Maybe we can use the model of live media. Maybe I think it's very important to support the teaching learning process. Besides that, maybe in the leadership and management, I think we can use the rule. Yeah. Some things that supports, yeah. Not replace, but supports the activity of the leadership and management. That sometimes we use model, yeah, use model to demonstrate about the activity of the leadership and the management. But maybe we can consider about the value. Maybe we can consider about the problems that we can use the artificial intelligence, yeah. Because not all become effective, depend on the situation and condition. For example, when we use about use the media to communicate with parents, for example, not all the media effective, for example, to communicate with the parents, and maybe for the artificial intelligence, I think we very practice supports the activity of leadership and management, but we must consider about the what the substance that use the artificial intelligence. Maybe for the activity we can use the artificial intelligence, but in the other sides maybe we must consider interactive directly between person or humans, maybe so that we can get the value of humans. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prof. Bambang. Maybe Prof. C, are you still here with us? Because it is the section of leadership and management and the use of AI in decision making. But unfortunately, Prof. C's maybe something technical problem, but yeah, we will discuss it later. So I will invite once again here. There are several participants. Okay, ladies in front of me. Okay, I'm sorry, Pak Ence, you have to run. Oh.
Okay, thank you very much for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sri Ulan Handayani from Special Education, Magister of Special Education. I want to ask to Mr. Wong Lang and Mr. Sumi from Singapore and Japan. From your opinion about AI technology, I want to ask, how does AI technology can improve or increase, emphasize the moral education? As we know, the AI, the technology nowadays is make negative impact, especially in moral issues. So how can we use AI technology in Singapore like SLS or in Japan ICT can improve or emphasize the moral matters that to our generation. So the AI can make positive impact, especially to the young generation. Okay, thank you very much. This is my question. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Is that clear, Prof?
Thank you for your question. So, almost I understood your question. So, just your thesis focusing about the children or the education for children. I'm sorry. So AI improve the children education, or so in our situation, AI is not perfect for using the education, because AI just only a big data. They don't have any morality or ethics, or it's like the human mind. And so first of all, children or teacher have to know the AI function or AI characteristics before using AI. And so just both of teacher and children have to use AI as an area of limited area, just for research, knowledge, or something skills like that. It is not. They don't need to ask some value of the human mind over social things. Did you catch my answer? Okay.
Yeah, I think I have the same stance as Professor Sumi, that we don't expect education technology to solve all the problems, educational problems. If you actually come until that day, all the educators should be laid off, and fire the jobs. Yeah, but then I think it's still the introduction of AI into education that still kind of provide this kind of opportunity for doing a moral education in a smaller scope, which is that AI literacy. Because when you're using AI for learning or for whatever purpose, for teaching, even for teaching and for daily use or for business or whatever, AI literacy, we know part of the AI literacy is about use it responsibly, ethically. Yeah, so you don't use AI to hurt people, and then you also try to protect yourself not to be hurt by others because you're using AI, and including also privacy issue, or also you use it to generate fake data, fake maybe deep fake, even deep fake, all these things. You don't do this, and then you don't, when you encounter something you're suspected, then you are not being to be cheated by others. Yeah, and then so all these are this becomes another type of opportunities for you to learn moral values. But although it's a bit I mean, there's a smaller scope, but it's still about moral value. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. I hope that all of the speakers answer your question, ma'am. Okay. Now we move on to the ladies with. Yeah. Okay.
Check. Okay, good morning for all present here. My name is Cindy Paranoan. I am a magister student from Educational Technology Department, Malang State University. And now I want to ask for Dr. Wong. Okay, regarding your presentation, Doctor, I really amazed how the students get laptop for their learning process. It become faster from 2028, become 2021 regarding your presentation. Just sharing about education condition there. So it's about my curiosity about education condition in Singapore. First, are the government gave the funding in providing and distributing laptops for students, for secondary students there in facing COVID-19. And then, because I think the government and school foundations are ready in facing the effect of COVID-19 in Singapore learning process, especially in blended learning that you have present for us today. And the second question, is the blended learning curriculum is arranged by government, maybe like the education authorities in Singapore, and by the BL curriculum is making by government or by school, or each teacher in their major in every school. If the BL curriculum is arranged by government and then socialized to every school in Singapore, and all of their teacher implement in their class, or the government give a freedom for school or teacher to set the curriculum and implement it with responsibility in Singapore. Okay, because I see regarding your presentation, the teachers there really have deep awareness and responsibility for their student in how they improve their capacity, renew their major every 3 months, even addressing what teachers need. I think that it's a really good information for us in our education in our country, because I come from the West Indonesia. I'm sorry, the East of Indonesia, from Papua. So I really curious about this. And the last question is talk about renew their major every 3 months in improving their performing. Is it gets control or evaluate by government or education authorities there? So about the cycle in control the teacher, about renew the major every 3 months there. It's just about sharing by your experience as a lecturer and maybe in conference or government regulation there, in your opinion. Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that many questions. Okay, yeah, I will help you with that. The first question, he asked about the government funding regarding to the laptops opportunity towards students and how Singapore deals with that. Maybe the first question first.
So the simple thing is that because every schools they choose the kind of the model or the types of laptops or let's say these are tablet, yeah, based on the list of government recommended models. Yeah, so they see which one maybe fit their schools later. We give them the kind of freedom. But afterwards, because the school is going to do this kind of mass ordering. So first of all, there's already a very good discount. And then the next thing is that for those students who even cannot pay for their government, their home financial situation, they cannot pay for even that balance, and they can ask for government subsidiary. So it makes sure that every student should have their own computer or laptop. Yeah. Okay. So I think the second question was more on curriculum part or whatever. Yeah. Okay, first of all, we have a national curriculum, and then of course all the primary school students are supposed to take when they finish their primary 6, they supposed to take this primary school living exam, national exam, and then we're not having this we call it lower secondary school or higher school or whatever. We call it secondary school 4 years and then 2 years junior college. It's something like pre-university. So for 4 years secondary school, by the end of the 4 year, they're supposed to take O-level examination, again another national exam. And by the end of it's called ordinary certificate. And then after junior college, they're supposed to take A-level exam, advanced level exam, and that one is for application of local universities. Yeah. So what happened is that because of all these national exam, there's still a national curriculum they have to follow. But at the same time, they give teachers the kind of freedom for them to decide how to design their lessons, the lesson plans or this thing. The schools, maybe they say, okay, for whole level, we design this way. And then individual teachers, they bring back the master design. They can bring back to their class. And then for this class, because the students profile, the students learning progress, I can further adapt it. And then when it comes to this blended learning thing, it's up to individual schools, individual teachers to decide how to design it in a blended learning way. It doesn't have to be all the lessons for the entire year, they have to be designed in a blended learning manner. You say, okay, maybe we implement blended learning in these 3 lessons, but the other lessons we do ordinary way. So that one is actually quite open for individual teachers to decide. Yeah. And now I forgot the third question.
Question is about the renew certification for teacher. Or just renew major.
Renewable.
Renew their major every 3 months.
Oh, no. And that's nothing to do with teachers. You mean the teachers? I'm talking about that platform. Is it? Or talking about three months upgrade. That's upgrades of our student learning space that was developed and owned by Education Technology Division of MOE. Yeah, SLS, and all the MOE schools supposed to use SLS. Yeah.
Okay, Doctor, excuse me. Okay, there are 3 upgrade teachers major every 3 months. So is there any control or evaluate from education authorities in Singapore?
So it's more on in-service teachers, continuous professional development. Was that your question? Yeah. We don't do this 3-month upgrade. We're not calling it this way. They are not a platform. Okay, so what happened is that for in-service teachers, they are supposed to do this kind of annual professional development. There's not a hard rule, but there's a guideline that you're supposed to do 100 hours of professional development every year. It can through many different means. Like say, for example, every school, maybe in November, they're going to do a whole school professional development. They bring in experts, they bring in academic, or they bring in master teachers from other part of Singapore to give them either talks or workshops, all these things. So maybe 3 hours, 5 hours, workshop, all these that's counted towards. And also individual teachers, they can sign out a lot of courses offered by, let's say, I talk about the Academy of School Teachers. They want to do year-round more than 100 courses for different teachers, different subjects, different levels of subjects. Or let's say if some teachers, they write papers, they attend conference as teachers, participants, that is also counted. So that's a way they do continuous this professional development.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. But I think there is one question. It is very interesting in the chart that Q&A, Prof. Sumi, Prof. Bambang, and Prof. Wong. The last question is about the Chat GPT. So the Chat GPT is the AI well-known technologies, and this question is addressed by Hermila from Faculty of Engineering, Gorontalo State University. So she asked about ChatGPT and the related to the critical thinking. So actually all questions can be answered by ChatGPT, right? So the question is how the suggestions about our as a lecturer to overcome this kind of situation, how to deal with the critical thinkings and the ChatGPT as the AI platform right now. Maybe Prof. Bambang first and the Prof. Sumi maybe. And the latter will Prof. Wong.
Is going to pose a challenge for education because ChatGPT is another question. Yeah. So how we tackle this issue?
Okay. I will say how to use for education in the education technology. So first of all, I just began to use ICT in 2000 years, almost 23 years ago. At the time in Japan, let's say the IT industry started, and then we introduced how to introduce IT to education. 2002, we introduced e-learning in college education, and then so actually, in my class for college lectures, all content included the Moodle, one of our e-learning system, and then for 20 years ago. Just during the COVID-19, just 3 years, just during 3 years, and I don't worry about the what program during the COVID-19 because I already started 20 years ago, introduced the e-learning in college education. And then I don't worry about anything is during the those diseases. So it's very convenience. And then one problem, now we just face we say the face-to-face situation, but online it just as I say, just the screen and the screen. It is very different thing. When we use when I speak is just a face-to-face talking or listening and hearing. We get more impression of each other's. But when I just use the screen to screen, we don't have any impression or emotional thing between the human. We always think about that program. If we want to know the counterpart, But he think we have to meet the face-to-face. That's my idea.
Just keep it simple. If you're talking about ChatGPT can answer all the questions, that's overrated, as we know. Yeah. So we know they can't answer all the questions. Even if they can answer, it may give you wrong answer. Yeah, hallucination. Yeah. So, but then of course, you can answer a lot of questions that sometimes even teachers cannot answer. Yeah, so that's also the issue. That, I mean, teachers also feel that kind of trap from that. Not to mention that the students, when they do their assignment, then they're getting ChatGPT to generate answers, even though it may not be always accurate. Yeah. So even that, I mean, if let's say me as an expert in seamless learning, I always test. I try to test the limit of ChatGPT. I know where's the limit. When I ask a seamless learning question, it may come up with something very funny answer. Yeah, that's which I know is wrong. So sometimes, in a sense that I think for now, we don't know in the future that ChatGPT or AI in general, they are going to become even smarter than now, at least based on the current state of the art. What we know about ChatGPT is that they still have its limits. So what happened is that you need to make sure you understand what is the strength and the limits of ChatGPT, and then you know how to work with ChatGPT, to learn together with them, to co-construct knowledge with them, with ChatGPT. We form a human-machine intellectual partnership. Yeah, so that's what we're going to nurture the students, and then as educator, we need to nurture ourselves to do in this. Yeah, so the simple thing is that ask the right questions, so that it can give you the answer that will help you to improve your work and improve the not only efficiency, actually inspire you to do your work even better. But ultimately, the highest level thinking skill is still up to you, or the highest level kind of creativity is still you, lying on you, not on the ChatGPT. ChatGPT just give you some support. Yeah.
Any additional answer? Okay, I think it's very interesting discussions, ladies and gentlemen. Give applause, everyone, for all the speakers here. Thank you so much. Well, yeah. Oh yeah. So, but for several participants, maybe Akhir Ridho. Yes, I'm sorry that we are running out of time due to this limited the time, but maybe Prof Wong will answer it directly using the chat box.
On two questions: how Singapore school universities, officially position asynchronous platform for learning. To what extent do you use the platform? The second question was more on whether MOE have a strict regulation of giving more flexibility for each school to choose or use their own platforms. Okay, first of all, university MOE doesn't directly govern universities. Yeah, so universities, they decide their own curriculum. Yeah, our government only give them the main direction. Okay, maybe in this university, you can focus more on this particular area, but then the rest up to us. Yeah, every university, they develop their own platforms. So this SLS is not applied to university, only applied to K to 12. I mean, primary school up to junior college level. And then for that purpose, what happened was that so although SLS is compulsory for all the primary school, secondary school, and junior college to use, but it doesn't stop teachers to use other tools to complement this. Like a very popular tool is Padlet, and some teachers also use Kahoot. Yeah, some teachers used to use Moodle, but it closed down already. Yeah, so that means that you design a lesson plan, you can have a mixture of using SLS, and then suddenly you got a Padlet to do something else, you come back to SLS to do something. Yeah, so that's quite open. So up to individual teacher to design.
Well, I think once again, give applause, everyone. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much once again, Prof. Wong Xiang from Nanyang Technological University, Prof. Sumikazu Hiro, PhD from Saga University, and Prof. Bambang Budivyono from Universitas Negeri Malang, and last but not least, Professor Chuang Chun Shi from National Tsinghua University, Taiwan. I think this is the end of our session. As your moderator, we'll say thank you once again, and I hope that you gained the fruitful information during these sessions, and I think we can meet next year in 10th ICET. So I hope that you can get a lot of benefits from this occasion. I will give this microphone back to our beautiful MC.
Okay, thank you, our professional moderator. Please give applause for moderator and the speakers. Okay. We would like to invite you to deliver the token of appreciation to the speakers. The Vice Dean 3 of Faculty of Education, Dr. Arbin Janu Setiawati, please to this in front of podium. Also Pak Arafik to deliver appreciation to the speakers. Dr. Wong and then Professor Prof. Sumi can move to the in front of podium. Also Prof. Bambang to get the appreciation. Okay, maybe can move in the center of the podium. Okay, move on the center of the podium, please. Agak ke tengah, Ibu. Bu Arwin bisa agak ke tengah. Okay. Okay, Prof. Sumi, please move on the center of the podium. Okay. Okay, give applause. Okay, next, Prof. Dr. Wong. Okay. And for Professor Bambang. Okay. Before we ended the conference, we take the photo session again with the all participants. Please, yeah. Okay. Okay, please to stand up to all the participants, and also we invite to all committee to the in front of podium. Okay. Oh. Okay. After this, yeah. Okay. Okay, Bu Saida and all committee. Okay, kita mulai. Okay. Okay, thank you. And okay, ladies and gentlemen, we also to give the appreciation to the Professor Chun Chuan Chung Xian, PhD from National Tsinghua University, Taiwan, who joining this conference in Zoom meeting. Okay. Okay, enough. Okay, this is the certificate for Professor Dr. Chuan Chung Xian. Please give applause.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached conclusion for our conference. Before we end this conference, we would like to inform you the following matters. Break times is until 1 p.m. and parallel session will start at 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. Scanning QR code to get the A certificate can access in front of the hall. You can scanning by your phone. And okay. You can scan now in the giant screen. Okay. And all of you, you can access this scan QR code also in front of hall. Okay, enough? Oh, belum. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of our agenda today. Our discussion today can increase our knowledge of learning technology. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of entire organizing committee, we would like to thank all the guests and participants for attending 9th International Conference on Education and Technology 2023. It has been an outstanding and productive day. And thank you so much. I'm Rizkyana Prihatiningsih. I have to sign out. See you again in the next conference. Alhamdulillah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And bye-bye everyone. Have a nice weekend. Okay, barcode can access in front of the hall. The all committee udah. You can scan again in the front of the hall, Ibu. Oke lagi, tak apa. Oke, terima kasih semuanya. Ya, Bapak Ibu bisa langsung meninggalkan ruangan. Untuk parallel session akan dimulai jam 1 by Zoom meeting. Kemudian untuk peserta yang hari ini non-presenter akan mendapatkan konsumsi di luar berupa nasi kotak, dan para Bapak Ibu presenter akan makan siang bersama yang telah disediakan di area sebelah kanan. Buffet, ya oke.